Good evening and welcome to Psychic blah blah
Psychic,
blah Coffee and Tea with Aeson and Dottie. I was about ready to say welcome to Psychic Tea.
psychic tea and coffee. That's not that far off.
I know, at least I didn't get the brands mixed up. We're good, we're good, we're coasting along here.
You know what? Speaking of name changes, I don't know if you all are watching on Madame Tortuga's Lounge, formerly DTP, because when I split the channels, I was lacking inspiration. But now Joe inspired a new name.
Yes, he did, and I'm glad that he did inspire a new name. I like the name much better. Although, you're going to start serving some gin in your tea.
Serving some ginger tea.
No, serving gin in your tea.
Oh,
The
yeah,
lounge.
shot of gin.
Yes. She disappears into the speakeasy.
All right, I dropped my
You dropped your
on
witness.
there. I don't know what's going to happen to her, so I better not show her on here.
That's okay. I really like this theory of a witness. You can call him a boredom buddy. I'm calling him witness sticks. When you want someone to witness what you're doing, but you really don't want anything in particular, a witness stick works real well. Or a Buddha, or a little figurine, and you're just in charge with doing the job for you.
I haven't, this thing just sort of popped out of my brain.
Okay.
I'm not talking about it on here. You and I can talk about that later.
Okay,
There's a few
that's
people I'm
fine.
willing to talk about that with. But, I do have a reputation to maintain. And I'm trying not to talk too much of my deeper practice on air because I'm a professional psychic.
Yeah.
And I cater to people of many different faiths.
We do. Although, we got a security warning from Homeland Security.
Oh, God, what?
Yes, we've had a security warning from Homeland Security as of Tuesday.
Who? Wait a minute. How do we get this?
What? Do you not get the Homeland Security warnings?
No.
Oh, goodness. Let me get you on that thing.
Please don't. I don't need to be any more paranoid than I am.
Okay.
I just wrote a paper for my college. I just wrote a college level discussion starter about how I was afraid I was going to end up taking a bullet for my gender. So.
Well, and that's understandable. But
I'm already on high alert.
We have to be on high alert. Because within our communities, but all four of our communities, because technically we have 4.
Okay. LGBT?
Yep.
I don't know. LGBT.
Yep.
Me, I get to be a woman. But even though I'm non-binary, I'm still a woman when
You're still a woman, but then you're pagan.
I'm pagan.
Then you're a small business owner. And I'm Rodney, so that's 4. We're both in marginal groups. It's really interesting watching how it's like, come on.
I'm gonna be a non-binary woman. I know. I know. It's weird.
No, it's not. It actually is more common.
Well, I've been called a man with tits my whole life. I've just embraced it.
Mm-hmm. But, we apparently got a security warning sent out for us to be on the watch of, possible more domestic terrorism. Lovely. Lovely.
Oh, yeah. Well, there has been a rash of stochastic terrorism.
Yeah, and it's crazy terrorism, which drives me crazy, more insane. I'm seeing good responses from all the communities.
I've seen some bad ones too.
I've seen some bad ones, but I've seen some good ones. And it's just reminding me a lot of and you made a comment earlier, because you thought you might have to go back into the closet, and I'm like, while you're in there, get my mink coat. And Dottie's line was,
you ain't been in the well, no wonder you can't find it. You haven't been in the closet since the 80s.
Exactly. And it got me thinking, but this time reminds me a lot of the 80s and 90s. especially the early 90s.
Yeah, I forget that you were around during the epidemic.
Oh, yeah.
The AIDS epidemic.
Oh, yeah. Believe me, I wore so much black it almost became my wardrobe for many years. I have beautiful photos of it, but here's the thing with that is understanding how this affects us on a psychic level. Because I remember when the panini hit, like flashback, I'll log into Keen and we have a section called it's like the memorial for the advisors that have passed, because Keen's been around for 22 years. We're going to have that. And that one day there was like 22 postings, and I'm like, no way.
Damn.
And I'm like, wow.
Hello,
Brenda. Hello, Shannon. I hope you're drinking coffee or tea, and if you need to tonight, you might want to grab a little
gin. You know, when you grab the scotch, grab the tequila. We're down for the night, ladies and gentlemen. We're going in hard and deep.
Yeah, And
Sorry.
so, a lot of things that are for our newer generation of psychics are freaking out on, and I'm like, okay, it's Tuesday, right? All right, so this is what you do. You do not stay in your host hotel. You never stay in the same city that you're working in. You never, go down my list of Aeson security protocol. And they're like, huh? Why not? And I'm like, you just don't.
This is something that I will say that, like, I have tried to be really good about this because I'm 36.
Right.
I am not totally green here.
Right.
I have been through some things and some shit in my life, but this is kind of new territory.
Yeah.
And so I have tried to refer to people who have lived. God, I got a bald spot. Oh,
only for a moment.
No, my hair. Like, the reason I got the mohawk was because my hair was thinning. I'm like, well, you know what?
Honey, we have beautiful wigs and they'll have more hairs in them than your head does. We can fix that.
Yeah, my wigs are all ratchet right now. You can say I just got pissed off and threw them all.
Someone please get this girl some fabric softener in a bin. I'm sure the fancy office she's got, which has security in it, we might add, does have a nice security system and everything in it.
Yeah, I would have to actually I have to go all the way downstairs and let my clients in. So
yes.
It is also a receptionist.
You got a receptionist.
Yep.
So when we were choosing your office, there were security protocols that I was like, you've got to have this, this, and this. And I'm sure you looked at me like, huh?
Oh, no. I actually 100% believed it, because you think about it, I just got this office in November. So, like, this didn't just all happen in November.
Yeah.
Like, things have been heating up. Honestly, I've been thinking back, like, things were starting to heat up before I left the mountain.
Yeah. They were slowly ignored. And, this is within the pagan community. This is anything the evangelicals target. And it's like, these are the old things, Example, we have a show December 17th. We have the Yule Ball and Market. We're having it at vice versa. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a safe show. We're going to have bar staff there. Everybody's going to be there. But our crew are going to be rocking there. Now, the ones going up and staying over, y'all asses aren't staying in Morgantown. You go to and you never say where you're staying at. Aeson stays at his apartment.
I mean, you think about, actually, that makes sense. Even if we were not in the time period, we are, there's an old Chinese curse. May you live in interesting times. Even if you're not living in interesting times, if you're an interesting person, people are going to want things and stuff. And usually it's a free reading.
Well, that's what most people want. I don't know how many divorces I've totally caused from a reading. I don't want any ex-husband showing up at my house at 3 o'clock in the morning after his shit's done and bleached, burned, and thrown in the trash.
That's fair.
Other things is I think you should always have handlers.
I've never had a handler. I've never had the option of having a handler. I've been very much gonna go it alone. Of course, I also went to New Orleans alone, and I used to live in Huntington, so
yeah,
I have a different perspective.
right. You have a different perspective. You lived through a different time. Brenda's like, amazes me how many never have heard the rules of behavior we used to follow going out or even just in general.
Yeah, you're not supposed to go alone, although that's the big one that I break, and I've gotten lucky so far because honestly, I know some of the other ones. I know, like, if a guy is following you, there's some tricks you can do to get out of a line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
Ducking into stay on lit streets,
Mm-hmm.
preferably around open businesses.
Right. And these are things that we tell our girls all the time. Our guys don't get it in training growing up.
No, there have been like this. I've had this conversation with I apparently attract early stage trans women.
Mm-hmm.
My girls. I love my girls, but this is kind of conversations that we have to sit down and have. I'm like, honey, you're more vulnerable than you were before.
Right.
And not only that, you're more vulnerable than I am because,
Right. But there's another piece of this that I'm going to start throwing in here, and it's called psychic self-care. Step away from social media. You can ask Dottie. I haven't been on social media all week. I will answer.
Yeah.
A lot of times intermediately, but no, do not stay on that feed. Do not follow things when they're happening in the moment.
Yeah, you have to be careful because you will, like, this is actually, it's one of those things, like, because you're constantly feeding your mind.
Right.
Even if you're not feeding your mind, then you're probably heading for a depressive episode and you need to talk to somebody.
Right.
Because whether you know it or not, even if it's just the junk food, and I do watch way too much just random nonsense on YouTube. Like mukbangs. Yes, I watch the mukbangs.
You're the one viewer they have.
No, I'm one of 10,000 worldwide.
I know. But at the same time, that's one I've never gotten before. I'm really bad right now with the Sister Wives debacle.
Oh, God. I heard something about that on TikTok from one of my favorite creators. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and I don't care.
Well,
wait, is this the guy who had, like, the 4 wives or something?
This is the guy that had the 3 wives and everything worked great. Then he brought in a 4th wife, and let's just say it's kind of like adding cherry soda to a tomato soup. So now one of his original 3 have divorced him. There's rumors that the 2nd wife has divorced him. The 1st wife is hanging on for dear life, and he's done told her, I don't want a relationship with you. I don't know why you're still here, but I can't divorce you because you're the one in charge of the divorces. Like the wives choose the husband, not the husband choose the wives.
Wow.
So it's been very interesting, especially since that was probably one of my earlier exposures to, they practice a different way. They practice polygamy. But that was my first exposure to like polyamory and real media. There's watching it's amazing.
I guess polyamory is a form of polygamy, or polygamy is a damn it, let me try it again in English.
Yes.
How you spell it? Polyamory would be a type of polygamy.
No, polygamy is a type of polyamory.
Yes, polygamy is a type of polyamory. There we go. Because there's a lot of different ways polyamory works out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different setups.
Mm-hmm. I've never met one setup that's the same as another. That's the weird part. That's the fun part.
I like the partners theory. Like, this is my nest mate, or the mates. I think it's mates. They call them, like, this is my nest mate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they get the most of my attention because they live in my house and we're trying to build a life together.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
these
I
are,
like
you
that
know,
one. That's kind of the one I practice. I do not like the heretical
oh yeah, the
hierarchical.
hierarchical,
Or,
yeah,
this is
heretical.
my first husband. This is my second husband. This is my. No, that would drive me crazy, especially if my first husband tried to control my third husband. Like
Oh
that
yeah,
shit ain't gonna fly.
yeah. And then there's the yeah, hierarchical.
Yeah, that's the one we just talked about.
Heretical, heresy is a little different. Heretical, it is already heretical, but that's beside the point. Nobody cares.
Right.
Like, depending on which religion you go with, that's very heretical. But
Right.
uh but no, the one where like this is my primary,
Mm-hmm.
everyone else is like secondary. I kind of had that thing going, but then I met somebody of like who matters as much as my primary and my that just the relationship is changing, and it
Well,
should.
as it should, but every addition to the web changes the web.
Right. And and here's the thing, like there is a structure for making decisions,
Mm-hmm.
but that's completely separate from the emotional attachment.
Right.
Like, this is the house, these are the bills, who's in charge.
Right.
But that's not the same thing as, just because this guy isn't doing as much house stuff, he's just bringing in his paycheck, paying his bills. Like, on paper, it doesn't look like as much, but then, this person is also very emotionally reliable, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
There are two aspects. There's a functional aspect and the emotional aspect.
Well, that, and then there is the real life aspect of who's dealing with what, because at the end of the day, someone has to sign a fucking check. Someone has
Right.
to
That's
cook
what I
a
mean by
dinner.
functional, like
Yeah.
keeping the house together.
Right. And I don't care who you are or how separated you try to make it. One relationship will always affect all the relationships in anything.
Right.
So I don't know. It's interesting watching it play out on TV and watching it destroy itself.
Oh God. That
And
is
line
very
is
true.
bringing through. Oh, do not disturb is not a good thing. Okay. Apparently, if someone calls you 3 times, they'll go through do not disturb. Sorry about that, guys. But
Do you need to take that as an emergency?
no, it ain't an emergency. It's just a problem.
Oh. I had a problem with so this is one of my favorite scams right now because these assholes just have not let the fuck up. The Google Analytics team. I'm like, they're not gonna call. Do I need to explain to you how Google works? I'm like, you need to up your contract. Sorry, that's the accent, and that was terrible. You need to up your contract. Renew your contract or whatnot. Like, it's been a year, and it's not how Google works. Click. At one point, they just called me back. They called me back 3 times. I'm like,
block and have a good day. Mine currently, they're calling about, hi, it is blah, blah, blah. It's time to renew your, Medicare, Medicaid, insurance, all this, open enrollment. They just made it available. And it's like, would you go away? I have had the same insurance for a damn decade. I am not changing my insurance. Get lost.
I do need to get on healthcare.gov and actually
find you one.
Well, no, I have one. I have insurance. I just need to figure it all out.
Right. And figure out how much the government's going to give you. Which that is so backwards, by the way. Especially for us, where our income is so variable. How much did you make last year? I don't know. The accountant hasn't gotten a hold of it yet.
What?
Yeah. That's one of the questions on there. Estimate how much you've made this year. How do I know? The accountant hasn't gotten a hold of it yet.
You know what? That is one thing I do like about. Oh God, I'm still not well.
I know you aren't. Nor are you drinking enough water.
I am drinking something.
Okay.
I need a shot of tequila. That would help. I need a shot of whiskey. I need to go to Hold Hot Toddy.
He needed a good old hot toddy with some vinegar and lemon in it. We'll fix that damn cough.
Vinegar and lemon. Now, lemon I'm down for. Vinegar?
Yes. A teaspoon of Maker's Mother's vinegar. Teaspoon of lemon juice. A teaspoon of turmeric. 2 shots of a whiskey, preferably cheaper the better, and tea. Well,
if it don't fix you, it'll kill you.
It'll fix you. It's a natural antibiotic. Now, if you have the availability to get this is even better than cheap whiskey.
Oh, I can't breathe right now. Anyway, that might be something I do. Yeah, a shot of moonshine. If you can buy moonshine if you can buy it at a store, it's not moonshine, by the way, folks. Just FYI. Yeah, they put a moonshine factory in Ripley, West Virginia. And every damn time any of us walk by it, I'm like, well, I guess it's new jobs, but if you can fucking set up a factory and sell it in a store, it's not moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
So where were you this weekend?
I was at the Wonders and Odysseys event in Moundsville, and that is probably going to be my last event for a while.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because you can stop the traveling routine. You got to just travel to the office. What are you, 3 days a week open in the office, or 5 or 12?
I have 2 days where I'm here. Shannon D, your friend is correct. You can skip right over that shit. I'm telling you.
Uh-huh.
But anyway.
2 days for walk-ins, the rest is by appointment.
Right. I don't have walk-in hours right now because I am still trying to get everything stabilized. So please do schedule. You can do that through my website, or you can call me and I can get you on the schedule.
Yep. And that's important to get on the schedule. Plus, it's launch season, which is always fun. But why don't we take a break? Let Dottie get something to drink. And when we come back, we'll talk about launch season, running it in lieu with running for the Black Rose.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dottie the Psychic, and I'm sure you're wondering why I'm not wearing any makeup. Well, one reason is to irritate my social media manager, Aeson Knight. Hi, Aeson.
Nobody's
other reason is because I like to get the naked truth about what it means to be a neurodivergent LGBT person with psychic abilities. I've got vlogs, blogs, and podcasts and videos all related to trying to live my best life and helping witches and bitches do the same thing. So, you can check all that out and get a reading from Dottie the Psychic at DOTTIE.com. Safe travel and much profit to you.
Do you have a cute pet? We know you do. Each week, Tracy Van chooses from submitted photos a featured reader for her Facebook page and provides a tarot reading. Your adorable pet cat, dog, rabbit, goat, chicken, snake, or more could be her next featured reader. Visit TracyVan.com, TracyVann.com, and click Featured Reader to submit. We look forward to seeing your pet next.
Hey Hey everybody, Lady Gwendolyn here, and I am here to tell you how to get in contact with me and a little bit about what I do. I am the High Priestess that works with shadow work to help you grow and heal. And I work with access bars, Reiki, I do power forms. I'm recently getting into crystal healing, sound therapy as well. So you can go to Lady Gwendolyn Healing, that is LadyGwendolynHealing.com. Book your appointment with me. I do in person, I do over the phone, I do over Zoom. We can do that as well. My main goal is to help you grow and heal, because I've been there, I'm still going through it, and I let my strength help guide you. See you soon.
Hey everybody, Natalie here from The Pendulum's Path. If you are in need of guidance, direction, spiritual connection, healing, or more, you have come to the right place. I have worked as a psychic and a medium for over 3 years, connecting people from all over the world with their loved ones, giving them insight and guidance into their current situations, their past healings, their blockages, and what they need to know in order for them to have a better future. It would be my absolute honor if you would come to my website at www.thependulumspath.com. Visit my shop. I have a whole bunch of crystals, oils, balms, mystery boxes, and more. And visit my services. I offer 15-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute sessions. I also have email readings available if you're not comfortable with the one-on-one session with me, or if you just want to try me out. I encourage you to come visit me at the Pendulum's Path, and let's get you back on the right track today.
All right, welcome back. So, as we know, it's the season of the Black Rose, the run for the Black Rose.
Oh, God. Yeah, we're starting into that, aren't we?
Honey, we started into that October 20th.
Yeah, wait a minute. Don't we have to go through Christmas?
Well, we go through Christmas, we go through New Year's, and then we head into Valentine's Day. And then it's about 5 days after Valentine's Day that most psychics can go, oh, another race done did. However, it's also launch season.
And so, yeah, because we got a bunch of stuff going on, don't we, Aeson?
We have a lot of launch stuff going on. Of course, we launched Modern Spirituals, which was the classes. And then now we're launching Modern Spiritualists Live. That will be on Friday night at 6 p.m. over on the Modern Spiritualist channel. It is not a PCSP network brand. It is actually an Ingenio brand, so that will be fun. Tomorrow night I'm talking with Texas medium Shelby about her classes, and I'm hoping to bring some of our co-hosts over there to crosstalk about what they do on the platform, which will be fun, and a lot of different things like that. And you're launching your office. Have you?
Yes, my office is officially sort of launched. I am having like a small office party because I realized like if I invited everybody I wanted to into the office, they just wouldn't all fit. So I am having a little private party for just to get people in here and start the energy moving. But it is open. Yeah. I'm open. I actually have launched a wish list for things I need for the office that honestly, I just haven't had the money to buy myself because, you know, we all live on a limited income and lives to live.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, you've got that going on. You've got your shameless self-promotions this month. Who are you dragging in for shameless self-promotions?
I see we've got... See, this is why I don't read names on air. Grace. Right. Gracie, she is a disabled practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to kind of talk to her about how that affects her practice as it relates to other people and what kind of things she has to consider. God, I'm running breathless. Things of that nature.
Right. And then she is also a death duelist. Which is
she's also listed as a death doula, which is one of the things I really want to talk to her about because how many death doulas do you know? Like, really?
Not many. not many at all. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And we'll
That's
be
not,
seeing
so I'm looking for that. And then also, so like December, I've got another. I don't know if the other one is going to show, but she said that she was interested, and so I invited her.
Mhm.
But so I'm gonna wait and see what her response is before I announce her name again.
Right. And if she isn't or she doesn't show up, of course, you will get Aeson and Dottie talking about the new year and what's coming up with that. We always have a backup of the backup.
You know, Aeson and I, we can always find something to talk about.
Well, the world is so profitable for it. I'm telling you, they just keep serving us stuff.
God, yeah, and not all of it's good.
Not all of it's good. Not all of it's great. Some of it is amazing. Some of it is like, are you serious? And then it's like, okay, who and whatever. You know, and I just love it. It's like last Tuesday we were on. And two guys joined us. And then, of course, we went back and we wanted to see, you know, who's supporting us and all. And, you know, they share podcasts. They share a lot of different podcasts that are on psychic stuff. And that's just totally awesome and amazing and fun.
That's cool.
And, you know, so that, you know, we were able to join some others. And I'm like, okay, so, you know, something I started 14, 15 years ago is really taking off. Some of the different things.
What? Oh, my good Howard.
Yeah, you've been around a few times.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's very funny. Watch this one happen.
When he says birds with short hair, but like I'm thinking like chirp, 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 like a titmouse with the hair that pops up.
Mm-hmm.
But not the fat ones. How could you not love a fat titmouse? Also, fuck you for body shaming.
Yeah, we don't tolerate that here.
We need to get your scammer button back.
I'm going. It's not loaded into this diatribe. It's getting back in there though. Now my mouse won't work. That's okay. We'll take care of that later.
Okay.
Yeah, technology. You know, we're heading into Mercury retrograde. We've got security warnings from Homeland Security. We're launching things all over the world. This is the average psychic.
Yeah. Yeah, some shit you didn't know you were signing up for, y'all.
Uh-huh.
Why am I having a poppet night? I am making poppets like I just randomly. Like this is probably, I don't know where these poppets are going.
Well, you know, if you know what I do with poppets, right?
I can think of a few things I could do with poppets, but I'm not sure people want. I'm not sure how I feel about announcing it.
Well, I give him the gizmo. He does lovely things to them.
Yeah. I don't think I've hated anybody enough to actually feed them to my dog.
I don't feed him to the dog. I just, you know, go in there and let them take it on there.
You know, I don't know that these are necessarily those kind of poppets. Like they haven't got somebody assigned to them. They've just sort of been popping out of my head.
Well,
I think
they'll be assigned eventually.
They'll find a home. I'm not worried about that. Like, but they're not necessarily bad poppets. Like people don't understand that you can also use poppets for a lot of really cool, good things.
Yes.
Like if I liked the theory. I don't remember where I heard this from, but the theory was that they may have originally, like the voodoo dolls, may actually have originally been a way of maintaining a medical record.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. If you're illiterate,
right.
A doll with pins in it. If you know what those pins mean, you can keep track of a lot of shit.
Well, we can even take that farther back into China, because in China, you know, they were meant the doctors would say point to the doll, and ladies in the 50s that went to the doctor would go through the same thing because they did it then too. Point to the doll and tell me what's wrong, where it's wrong at.
Yeah, you don't want me to do that.
Yeah. But, so, dolls have a lot of history, a lot of uses. Statues have a lot of history, a lot of uses.
Right there. That's where it's wrong.
What?
You said point on the doll where the thing's gone wrong. I'm like, right there.
Uh-huh.
She never just had stuff pop out of your head?
Right.
Puppet Army, yes. Please don't block me. Oh, bullshit. Man, keep going.
Don't be a dick.
What the fuck, man? No.
Yeah.
Just, I can't help it. See, this is my bad thing.
We'll be back in a minute.
You still seriously have a fucking... Oh my god. No, wait. Okay, I just want you to... So now we have...
This song's for the winners, never giving up, never giving in when life gets tough. This song's for the soldiers, never call it quits. Live for the challenge, they can never get enough of this. Song's for the winners, never giving up, never giving in when life gets tough. This song's for the soldiers, never call it quits. Live for the challenge, they can never get enough of this. Once upon a time we were dreaming, now we're on the come up, steady scheming. We ain't got a lot, but we believe in what we feel in our hearts as we reach for the ceiling. They all just frowned and shook their heads. I nodded with a smile and took their bets. Came out on top and they all on the losing end. Nothing turned out how they thought it really should have been. And I ought to thank them for real. Gave me the fire, they turned me to steel. If love is war, life is a battlefield. Headed for the sky, wonder how that'll feel. Ready to be living it, making dividends. Winning is a goal and I know that I'm getting it. My rise to the top is getting imminent. Waiting on the challengers, go ahead and send them in. This song's for the winners, never giving up, never giving in when life gets tough. This song's for the soldiers, never call it quits. Live for the challenge, they can never get enough of this. Song's for the winners, never giving up, never giving in when life gets tough. This song's for the soldiers, never call it quits. Live for the challenge, they can never get...
All right, and we are back, and yes, we brought guns.
Okay, that was funny. That was funny. I almost felt sorry for you, Mike.
Yeah.
But honestly, you're an asshole. But that was funny. No, like we had a scammer trying to solicit the troll.
The hacker. The heckler,
Yeah. No, they're called trolls. We can call them trolls because he's kind of a troll. But no,
Okay.
yeah, like seriously, that was some bomb-ass music, though, wasn't it, folks?
Yes.
Definitely
I like
feeling
that
it.
song. I use that song a lot on some things. That's just how it is. And, we bring the heavy when we got to bring the heavy. Just how it is. This is in real life too. I'll just, take a few minutes, pull back, reassess, that way you don't end up looking like the ass.
And sometimes you just sit there and randomly bring out the thread and start making poppets out of nowhere.
Exactly. Especially if you can see them.
You know what? Honestly, though, like I always get a little bit scared when I get into this mood. I'm like, what am I about to end up with? Because I have ended up with some very nearly cursed objects by accident.
Well, not cursed, honey, until you put a price tag on them and sell them somebody can use them.
Yeah, you definitely don't sell that shit without a warning.
No, you just let them figure it out. It's quite fun.
I would rather give them to somebody who knows what the hell they are and can do something real with them because, if you don't know what you're doing, hello, Joe.
Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, he is a fluffy hand grenade against misbehavior. He's also the one that, I just look at and say, deal with this because I can't. He's done very well in co-supporting.
So appreciate it, Joe. We really genuinely do. Although that was hilarious. That is the first. We had the scammer hit up the troll. Like that's where we got to, folks. That's our life. That happened.
Yeah. And it only happened. And things, and my mouse is basically useless right now.
God bless
Meaning
America.
keyboard controls are working. But no. So back on topic, Dottie is, finishing her semester, doing amazingly.
First semester of school, I signed up for 2 full-length classes. Next semester, I did 1 8-week class. So 8 weeks classes are notoriously harder but shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So next semester, I just went ahead and did 2 normal classes.
Okay.
Rather than like.
Well, you've been having some interesting topics. Because, we discussed Dottie's homework. Because,
Right. Well, some of the homework I've had to reuse because I was like, oh, out of inspiration. There's no way I can do another article because I'm doing 1 a week for school.
But that's the whole thing is that thing puts it together. Oh, come on now.
Yeah. Oh, see, we're popular. We're popular tonight.
We must be popular.
Look, we've got the audience yelling for Joe. Joe, he is the popular one. Like we're gonna make $1 million. We're gonna be super famous, and our audience battle cry is gonna be "Techie Joe, save us."
Our audience cry will be "Joe, handle this." Or my favorite is JB. This one's yours. But, so you've had some really cool topics, and I think that, you made a good point there. You were out of inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that you can produce at any given time.
Yep.
Realistically, like, there's really, genuinely, because I mean, these classes they're asking of me, I have to put out. I never put out less than my standard. And then I have to take my standard and process that according to the instructions. And so like I got docked on one of my assignments. I got docked on one of my assignments basically because I wrote a whole section that really wasn't something I could find adequate references on, but I'm like, look, this needs to be said because out in the real world where I've been, and I'm going to use this as an article in my media, and I need my people to know. I'm like, okay, well, professors don't like it when you do that. They don't actually like it when you just randomly drop in some real life facts with no references. I'm like, you can say whatever the fuck you want as long as you can reference somebody. Which is fair. Like, the whole point is to be...
Yeah. It's very fair. But no, you've had some great discussions. It's given us both inspiration. And, I've not done college for a few years. Because, I'm a professional student. I could fill my wall behind me with degrees and I've debated on it. But I like my compound board more importantly. That and I really don't like the student loan payments.
Right. Honestly, I have a unique situation when it comes to paying for it. My mom passed away, and she asked me to go back to college. So I'm like, yes, my dying mother, I will go back to fucking college.
What are you taking?
So I'm back in fucking college.
What are you taking?
I am currently professional underwater basket weaving. That's not actually.
That's a wonderful degree.
It's RBA. It is a general studies degree. I am actually trying to actively take classes that are in line with what I am trying to do as Dottie the Psychic, because this is what I want to do the rest of my life. And it's becoming stable. This is going to be my income. I really cannot. I can't really function working under anyone else again because I have just through the course of being a human being acquired some neurotic tics that
All right. Hi, Liz from South Africa. Nice to see you join us.
Oh, sorry, dear. So put the puppets to work, Dottie. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
like hot girl here. You know, I have made the mistake of clicking on those links before. We're not talking about it. But let's talk about it. Those bitches, like I'm hotter than the bitches they're trying to tease you with. Like, honestly, why would you click off? Like, what are you thinking? Like, take on an ugly girl freak. No,
I think they see your beauty and want to attract you to come work for them, and it's like, sorry, no, my degree will be worth more. Have a good day.
Right. You know, actually, my dad helped. One time, he this is forever ago. He had a buddy who was always trying to go into all sorts of strange businesses, and he actually helped finance the startup for a cam girl site, and it was working pretty good, and then it all kind of collapsed as it did with this guy. But so like I knew a bunch of cam girls. They were always a little too scared to advertise too close to the college. I'm like, why are you guys scared of advertising next to the college? Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
There's another puppet.
They expect that.
See?
Yeah.
Very
nice. So you created a ragdoll puppet. Now, with this, what you can do is like take and put, someone's hair or nail or clothing and their name in the center of that. Tuck it right in. Do what?
Nothing.
And then you can, name it and talk to it like you talk like the person. Like you're talking to the person, and give it a full moon cycle, and put it to work.
Everything talks about. Here's the thing that always kind of breaks my heart, and I'm hearing it in your voice. Like, we've got all sorts of bad, mean ideas for this little puppet that I just made.
We don't have mean, bad ideas. You could take and put that puppet with money in its hand. You could take and put that puppet with, maybe, put money in its hand, and the other side of it, and this is the other side of it, you could give it a coffee cup. You can sit there and give it coffee and talk to it. And you don't have to be mean to a puppet. That puppet could be about your self-esteem. So you put your hair and your name into it, and you tell that puppet how pretty it is.
That's actually what I was thinking about doing. I have a bunch of my hair that has just randomly fallen out. I quit. Fallen out. So I was going to stuff the hair in there and like put some prosperity and some healing on it, because there's a few things I need to let go of. And just kind of keep it around on my prosperity altar.
All right. Well, not only
that, little guardian
also, put some money in her. Give her some money. Give her some cash. You can definitely use it for healing. Send yourself Reiki by the puppet. A lot of people will do this for distance Reiki. They will take and create a puppet of you and work on the puppet instead of you. People think of doll magic.
Yes, exactly. I can't remember. I'm not even attempting to say calorian. So, God damn it. Sorry, God. I know this is not your fault.
It's Brenda.
Oh, hello, Brenda. Yes, you're right. And that's exactly what he was saying, that you can totally use. And that's actually what I was going to use my puppets for, was like this one. This one is for a personal healing ritual, and I am not going to talk about. But this one, I think, I don't know yet. It just came to life. Like, see, this is sometimes this is the problem with being a chaos mage. Sometimes I will create the tools, and the spell will go off before I know what it's for. I'm like, that just popped out of myself. And that's always something you should be careful of, because, I've signed up for that because I threw away the safety warning. But anyway, yes, you can do Reiki on that.
You can do Reiki on it. You can do a lot of different things that are good for the puppet and good for your subject. A lot of people think voodoo doll puppetry magic is evil and bad. It's actually not. You could take that puppet and stick it on your grade report card and make it hold your report card.
When I hear stick a puppet, that's not what I was thinking. But anyway.
Yeah.
No, like they just sometimes I got two random poppets. I don't know why those were the thing of the day. It's like procrastinations, when my aunt calls it. Like, you get busy working on something because you're supposed to be working on something else. It's just kind of happened.
Right.
I might actually make it. Yeah, but like see this one? That is these are all made out of the scrap fabric from where I was making my
cloak.
Yeah, these is literally like the edging. Don't ask me what the name of the edge of the cloth is right now. I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. It has a specific name, but basically when they're weaving the cloth, they do something to the edges to keep it from fraying off into non-existence. So you kind of have to cut that bit off because it's not like the rest of the cloth. Like one side it usually falls into print, but the other one, like the one that's wrapped around here, you can see it's got Joanne written around the bottom of the skirt because that's where I got it from. So like there's that strip of cloth that's not like the rest of the cloth. It's texturally different. It's so like you have to kind of work around that. So you end up with like these massively long strings and just little bits and stuff. Salvage. Yes, it is the salvage. Thank you, Brenda. So that's what I used for this one. Like, and also that very thin list. So that's what I wrapped the dress around. And I didn't realize I gave her boobs. She's got boobs. This is definitely, she identifies as a woman.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know. Like they just come to life. Sometimes things just come to life. They seem to be friendly. So I mean, I have accidentally created things that I had to get rid of. Well, I'm like, okay, Dottie, this is a manifestation of you being in a bad place. Let's not keep this around.
Well, you know, it's not that you're in a bad place. You're actually in a good creative spot. You just got to allow yourself to get there.
Yeah, no, these are good. These are good. Like, but no, I don't know if any of my other crafters / magic practitioners have ever been in that place where you're like, you get frustrated and then you just start working on something more or less to keep your hands busy, and you don't realize it till you're like done with this thing that you have poured some hateful rage into it, and you can feel that the rage has left your body. But it's now like literally manifested in your hands. You're like, God bless America. What did I do?
Well,
because that's how you accidentally create cursed objects.
You create power objects. They're not cursed until you put a purpose to them.
Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing. Like, if you're doing it, like, that's the thing. That's part of why I love getting things at artisans. Oh, that is an announcement I have to make.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? There we go. Hearth Obscura, Earthenworks. Not Earthenworks. Charmworks. Hearth Obscura Charmworks. She, I made a deal with her. And so I have in my little gift shop. See over there? Next to Hot Prosperity Altar? Right here?
Yeah.
This one that you can see the side of actually has a bunch of pottery. So if you come to my office, I have a little gift shop. See these black containers here are those grid things. You can see the little shells. These are actually seashells I have because I'm waiting for Fake Clips is going to bring me some wholesale candles. Like it's kind of an exclusive deal. She's really, she can't do too many bulk orders because, you know, that's just not how artisans really work.
Right.
Like I wouldn't, you know, but it's just like a startup order. So I've got candles coming when she can get to them. Like they will eventually be here.
Cool.
And I've got, let me show you some of this cool stuff. Let me show you the piece that I'm keeping. I'm going to show you the piece I'm keeping. Because I need to set this out anyway. Lord. I can't breathe. Yeah. So this is my new crystal ball holder.
That's
and it matches my crystal ball.
Very cool.
I have a piece of, look, my crystal ball. This is a huge chunk of fluorite. So it's purple and green. So it's literally in my business colors.
Very cool. Very cool. Got to keep on brand. Got to keep on brand.
Right. And it has like a skull in it. So it's interesting to try and read.
Cool.
And look how well it spins in here.
That'll be nice. That way you can move it around.
Right.
Yeah, I just have the traditional clear quartz one.
I have a, let's see, what all do I have? So I've got the fluorite.
Uh-huh.
This one is my baby. This is my calcite ball. This my daddy gave me this one. It is my biggest one. It never leaves the shop. If somebody hurts it, I hurt them.
Understandable.
Of course, I have my amethyst, which if you've ever received a crystal ball reading from me out in the wild, like at an event, or I think I've done it. I got this at the Barefoot Gypsy. The first time I ever used a crystal ball to do a full crystal ball reading was at the Barefoot Gypsy. I just bought one there. I'm like, you know what? I'm doing this today. The spirit just took me.
Well,
and it has been a wonder.
You know, that a lot of people don't talk about is spirit just taking over.
Well, that's what happened with Poppets.
Yep.
You gotta watch that shit because you gotta know which spirit. Here's the thing: like, you want to treat your spirits like you do your friends. Now, I do have friends that I probably would let completely take over my body and make decisions for me on occasion. Hello, Aeson. You also have met Sky. We don't say, But also, I've got a selenite ball, but I don't use it to read so much. I actually use it more in like. I love selenite for energy work. Do not put this thing in water. You can actually feel like texturally where I have mauled this thing around, where the oil from my hands is degrading the stone itself because it is. So yeah, I wash my hands after I play with this one because you can make yourself sick.
Very much so. All right,
but
we're at an hour.
All right.
And you've got homework to do because you have another project to do.
You know what? I got the project I needed to done for today, and I shall take the hill tomorrow.
Okay. As long as you take the hill and get that A, because Dottie has a 4.0. You got one more.
I got it's obsidian.
It's great for cutting.
So if anybody ever asks if Dottie's got balls, I've got all the balls, baby.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you've enjoyed this coffee and tea. I've got to get a refill, and I'm sure Dottie needs to get a hot toddy. So we will be talking to you later. But
safe travel and much profit to you.
Yeah, but let's thank our Patreons first, shall we? Thank you, Beverly
Sorry.
Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Brunt, Shannon C, Shannon D, Randy Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Dottie the Psychic, Tracy Van, and Caitlin Bell. If you'd like to learn more about being a barista, you can visit our site, PCSP Network, and get full details on that. All right, guys, I will see you on PCSP Network tomorrow night on Mountain Bears at 8 p.m. You can come see me over on Modern Spiritualists Live at 6 p.m. And Dottie and her puppet will be in action on Monday on PCSP Network.
Yep, for shameless self-promotion. Hopefully with Gracie, a death doula, whom I am very interested in speaking to because we know that we stand death positivity, LGBT, and disabilities on my network.
Yeah.
Dottie the Psychic.
All right, guys. You have an amazing night. We'll see you later.
Safe travel and much profit to you.
Bye.